Hello, hello. Welcome all. I don't know if they can see my video.
I don't know. I think you got screen share still going.
Oh, because I'm screen sharing.
Yeah.
Hold on. We'll bounce off just so you can see us that we're real.
What's happening, my people?
Hi, everybody.
All right. So let's get the obvious right out of the way. Well, number one, can you guys hear us? You have a little question box at the bottom of your box there. Just let us know if you can. The most obvious thing is, who are these two terrorists and why are they terrorists?
Why did they not shape for their own event?
I know. So here's the thing, guys. We've been working extremely hard. I haven't slept in like 7 days because of this launch. All the emails have come through, the support from the affiliates, everybody who's involved in this, all the questions that have come have really, really kept us going. But because of that, the necessity for haircuts and shaving have gone straight out the window. But the beauty is, we are sitting here with a few craft brews.
By the way, we're in the same room, literally like
kind of in this
right next to each other.
It's a big love fest. So we're kind of celebrating too, because tonight for us, I should probably take a sip. Tonight for us,
that's good.
Yeah, put up your little name there if you can.
Oh yeah.
Tonight for us is a culmination of 7 months of work. So for those of you who wondered sometimes what it takes to succeed in this business, I want to give you a little bit of a heads up that it really does take a lot of work to create these kind of events and then put all this stuff together and think about all the ins and outs. And I can tell you, even after 7 months of very, very hard labor about this project, the amount of things that came up that we still had to deal with in terms of all the little gremlins that come out during the launch is incredible. So for those of you guys that gave us feedback, thank you so much and helped us out and cleaned everything up with us. So there's that. I want to double check that our sound is good, because
I'm looking right now.
I think it'd be worse than not having sound right now. And Elon and I will try to manage our screen shares as best we can. It's a little slow, right? I actually flew out from California really early this morning. I woke up at 3:30 a.m. just to be out here on the East Coast and do this event with Elon. And we're going to parlay that with a bunch of other really fun stuff. But it looks like people are still coming in. We've had a ton of registrants for this event. So I'm sure a lot of people are going to come in the next few minutes. So we're going to give them like another minute or two.
Everyone's hearing us loud and clear. Cool. Guys, by the way, if you want to join us for a beer, a celebratory, what is it, Monday?
It's Monday.
There's no reason not to drink.
Thank goodness it's Monday.
Yeah, we were actually debating back and forth. We were like, can we bring a beer onto this? Can we not bring a beer onto this? And then we're like, you know what?
We're pretty good at being ourselves. So it's just, why not?
You're going to get all of us whether you like it or not. So.
Yeah. But we do have a lot of really great stuff in store for you guys tonight.
Oh, I want to say one
thing.
thing.
Go ahead, please.
I wanted to say, make sure you guys drop any questions that you have in the question box. So even if you showed up, I know through the videos I've told you, bring questions, write them down in there. We will check. I'm actually creating a separate little notepad on my desktop, and I'm copying and pasting every single one of your questions. So here's what I want you to know. Even if we don't get to every single one today, I will either personally make a video answering every single one of those questions, or you can message us on Satori Prime at Facebook, and we will gladly answer them for you personally. But we have a ton of stuff to get through. We're going to open it up to live Q&A probably in about, I'd say, 45. We're shooting to do it in about 45, 50 minutes or so. So just, again, write down all your questions, type them in the box, and we will do our best to get through all of them. And whatever we don't get through, like I said, I will literally make a video and go question by question and answer them for you.
Beautiful. Last bit of information for me is, before we get started here, is if there's anybody that you want to invite onto this Hangout, it's now live, which means they don't need to register for it anymore. And they can just head over to www.fbnicheprofits.com/hangout, and they can literally just jump on here with you. So whether it's a conversation you want to have with them later, or whether you think that they deserve this training, or just spend the night with us and figure out some new ways to bring some business to themselves, I encourage you to do so. You do have some likes and tweet buttons there that you can use to share this on social networks as well, or just share that link that you have in your URL bar. And I say we get started.
Yeah, you know what? Let me just share instead of this my desktop. I just want to see if it shows up differently.
Okay. So I'll just say it one more time for those of you that came in. Don't be alarmed by the terrorist that's sitting in front of you.
I think that's a strong word.
I know. I'm sorry if that's turning anyone off. Elon and I have been very hard at work and have not had time to really shave or get proper haircuts. But hey, that's the industry we chose. So, all right. With that said, guys, let's get this party started.
That's what we actually look like, right?
When we're normally looking. But yeah, we want to get you back to your families and back to your lives as quickly as possible. So we will stop dilly-dallying and let's get to work here.
Okay, awesome. So I want to just start, as we start every one of our presentations, by giving you the intentions and outcomes and what we're going to be covering today. So our intentions for this evening with you, or morning or afternoon or wherever the heck you guys are, I know people are all over the world, so we definitely honor and thank you for spending some time with us. So here's what we intend to deliver for you tonight, or like I said, any time that you're at. You will fully understand the Facebook niche profits formula strategy. So hopefully by now you've seen the first two videos. We're going to make it very, very clear for you on what the strategy looks like, the results it can produce, how it can impact you in your life. We're also going to cover the 4 things you must do to be successful working online. And when I say working online, you can have an offline business, but as long as you're using the online tools that we're going to show you today, that I'm going to show you the things you must do. The 3 biggest mistakes beginners and advanced marketers continue to make that stops them from having explosive results. It's so funny, Guy and I were just talking before this, like how many people reach out to us now who are really big-time marketers or have incredible businesses online and offline, and they still make these same mistakes. And Guy's going to literally take you through the build process of a Facebook page. So whether you use this strategy going forward or not, at the end of tonight, you will know exactly how to build the most profitable Facebook page known to man today. How to become a mini celebrity in any niche you choose. I know I spoke a lot about that in the video, and I'm going to show you what we mean by that, show you some actual results. And how to guarantee your success in the next 90 days or less. And finally, like we said before,
I don't think they can even see us, but
salute, right. They can see you on your thing. Oh, no, maybe they can't. No. Well, we just changed our glasses, so let's have fun, guys. All right, so a little bit about us. We're not going to go into too much detail because I don't think really people care. But we got started in this industry, Guy a little bit before me, but Satori Prime, just so you know, got started June 22nd, 2011. So if you do the math, that's about 2.5 years. We've had, you know, what some would call pretty crazy success in a short period of time. And that actually came from a multitude of things, and a lot of them we're going to actually share with you. But a lot of people that have met us, and I'm sure there's a bunch of you on this Hangout with us right now, will know that we come from a very, very deep background in personal development. Before Guy and I ever touched an online marketing business, we had already been in personal development work, coaching, life coaching, leading seminars, etc. for, what was it, about 10 years?
10 years.
2001 we started, right?
Yep.
So even though we're, you know, relatively young, I guess, we did a lot of work on ourselves, and I think that's paid tremendously in our success. And we're going to share a lot of those things with you today. I know this is supposed to be a Facebook training, but for those of you that don't know us, you'll know soon enough that we believe 90% of your success comes from your state of mind. And if you can't get that right, it doesn't matter any of the technical mumbo-jumbo that you're going to learn. It will just be that mumbo-jumbo. So when we were working really hard, we had one, I would say, massive breakthrough. And if you could see this guy here kind of finding fire, and I think that was kind of the moment that really opened the floodgates for us. We were working really hard. We chose to master Facebook. And I will tell you that no matter what you're doing, whether you find Facebook after this webinar or after this Hangout, you find that Facebook is something that you want to really pursue, obviously, you know, we'd love to teach you and work with you. But if Facebook is not for you guys, there's tons of things that you can master and learn. And one of the greatest things that you can do is really take something on. One of the guys that we mentor and is in a great community that we work with took on blogging, and literally in 2.5 years went from doing 0 to, you know, multiple 5-figure months just by blogging. And whatever you choose, you can find it. So what happened with us is kind of interesting. We were trying to create some sort of script for Facebook. we called it like a redirect code right at the time, because you're talking about 2+ years ago. None of the stuff that's on Facebook today was there.
Do you remember when Facebook had boobs all up and down the side? That's the time we're talking about. Before the I don't know, the hammer came down.
Well, no. So so there was the boob time, and everyone was doing like neon things around ads, and there's no sponsored stories or posts. It was just kind of the stuff on the right-hand side, and people were trying to do all sorts of things. There's very limited training on what to do on Facebook.
That's true.
And at some point, I think into that, the hammer really came down, and anyone in network marketing, MLM, home biz op, anything like that were not able to get any, and I mean any, ads approved. It went on for about, what, 4 or 5 months?
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that. It was pretty bad. So Guy and I were like racking our brain. We asked this guy to create a script for something completely different. The intention was completely different. And then we're sitting here talking one day, and we're like, holy shit, what if we actually took that redirect code and drove people to the tabs and then redirected them to whatever landing pages we want? Because at that point, they weren't improving any landing page. So we thought, keep traffic inside of Facebook, redirect off of Facebook. We got this thing going, guys, and literally within a month period, we went from being nobodies on Facebook to honestly being the most sought-after people on Facebook. We worked, and I'll just show you, I mean, these are some of the people we worked with. We were charging, and I'm not kidding you, upwards of $15 a lead.
To generate it for these guys.
To generate a lead for these people, and they were willing to pay because they couldn't get ads approved on Facebook.
No, I also want to say that at that time, that might not seem like a big deal by today's standards, but at least we believe that we set the precedence for a lot of the way that marketing is done on Facebook today. Not to pat ourselves on the back, but we really did come out with that idea. It hadn't been done on Facebook up until that point.
Yeah.
So that really did put us on the map.
Yeah. And now, I mean, obviously, that's the way we teach people to do it, and it's built into the apps and the system. But it was amazing, and because of that, we were lucky enough, I guess, to meet some of the best people and top people in the industry and become friends with them. And we'll share some crazy stories that we've had. But what you should know overall is that the people at the top, for the most part, are pretty incredible human beings, really out there to make a difference, and we'll talk a little bit about that. So after we did that, let me go back a slide, because what we realized is we were sitting on a gold mine. We didn't want to share it at all. We were like, screw everyone, we can milk this thing till the end of days, et cetera, et cetera. However, that didn't last very long, because coming from a background of personal development, we knew that conversation works in the world of scarcity. In other words, if you believe that you need to hold on to something, or if you share it, everyone else is going to have it, all that stuff, that comes from a lack thereof conversation, meaning you believe that there's a lack in the world and you're going to hang on to what's yours and not share with others. And I will tell you with 100% certainty that if you come at anything in your life with that attitude, instead of abundance, and abundance meaning there's enough for everything, like I'll tell you, animals don't walk out into the world and go, oh, I wonder if there's going to be enough grass for me and my family today. They just go and they eat, and they know that there's going to be enough provided. So when you have that mindset, that is a millionaire mindset. If you're coming from the lack thereof, it's not. And so quickly we were like, you know what? We're not going to do that. And we went out and we actually built a product around it. Now, since then, we've built a ton of products, but the one that we're going to talk about specifically right now is this one right here. Facebook marketing, the wheel strategy, which some of you guys on this line definitely have.
Yep. And you could say Facebook niche profits is really just an evolution of it, just because the more time you spend in anything, it's like anything else in the world. Your level of mastery continues, your understanding, your experience evolves, and because of that, we've continuously come out with Facebook products, because I really feel like we go through kind of 6-month cycles with really having these explosions in terms of what we're doing, because the moment you can innovate, you're doing something that other people aren't, you're ahead, then we tend to teach it, a lot of the market tends to catch up, or people are doing similar things, or we start grouping things that we've done together and we get tremendous results, and this is really the culmination of where we're at right now in terms of our marketing prowess on Facebook.
Yeah, and so funny story around this real quick. Mark Hoverson, who you actually saw before, invited a bunch of marketers to come out to basically like a Shark Tank, if you will. I don't know if you've ever seen that show, Shark Tank. I think in the UK they have some other version of it, but basically where you pitch your idea of a product, and he was going to pick the winner. I think there was 12 of us competing, and the people were we didn't know this. Mark was going to pick, but then he let the people actually vote, and Guy and I in the Facebook wheel handily won. And then Mark Hoverson ended up partnering with us and launching it, and that was kind of our first soiree into the product launch circle, and that was really freaking cool because we learned a ton about what we did right and wrong.
We did a lot wrong.
we did way more wrong than we did right, but it was a crazy strategy to the point that, and this is what we love about our strategies. It's like rather than teach you a push button system or something, you know, when you learn a strategy, what we love is that people's creativity take over, and we're just showing you like a tool, you know, a system or a formula that works, but then people take it and make it their own. So we ran into, and we'll talk about this in a second, at Jonathan Budd's house, and one guy comes up to us like, "Oh my God, you're the creators of the Facebook wheel, thank you so much." And we're like, "Oh, you're welcome, you're welcome." He goes, "I made $175,000 using your strategy."
This is the moment where you face palm yourself because you realize that other people are making way more money than you with your own strategies.
But it was amazing, right? Because
cool.
that's when we realized that what we're giving people is really a formula that they can take and make their own. So just some of the things that we were able to do with specifically the Facebook marketing wheel is we actually placed 14th in Jonathan Budd's futuristic marketing launch. There were 4,500 affiliates.
I think there was even like
more. 25.
I heard 15,000.
50.
Who knows?
Whatever. Doesn't matter. A lot of people. We came in 14th. Now here's the coolest part of the whole thing is that we actually, this was our ad. Okay, don't be afraid of this. Budd and Hoverson show you how you compare with the big boys who are killing it online. Now if you see spent $3.20 CTR. We actually had a pretty good CTR. We do better today.
For that time, yeah.
Yeah, but that was pretty good for that time. Now, that ad ran for the total of 5 clicks, okay? Our Facebook account got shut down right after that ad.
Literally when it went live. But we had put things in place prior to it. It was one of our strategies at the time, prior to launches, to do certain things to get traffic going to the offer. But literally, as the offer went live, within about 15 minutes of it going live, our entire Facebook account got shut down.
Yeah, but because we have the Facebook wheel, and at the time we had, I don't know, probably like 8, 10 pages that we were
promoting,
wheeling back to each other, and I mean, we still played 14. So then we realized, like, you know, I mean, we knew before, but that's how powerful that wheel strategy was, because literally we didn't get the Facebook ad account brought back. I'm sure tons of you have experienced that on your own by now. But and if you do get stuck, just reach out to us. We've kind of figured out a way to get back. But yeah, that was a huge win for us, and that obviously that success led to ultimately being able to host live events, speak at live events. Present at live events, train people hands-on, which is, I think, ultimately what Guy and I love more than anything is training. You know, I think we build these products and do these launches so we can get in front of more of you guys and actually build relationships and train the next generation of online entrepreneurs. It's just something we're really passionate about and we love to do. So, is there anything else you want to say at this point? Because I want to just take them through some important lessons that we've learned.
Yeah, let's. I want to get out of the story as quickly as possible and into the good stuff.
So, kind of, let's go through a few imperative things that you have to have in order to be successful online. So, the first and foremost is integrity and honesty. Like I said, we roll in a very powerful network of people, and I cannot tell you how many people have fallen by the wayside because they flew into this industry trying to milk it, make a quick buck, all that kind of stuff, and because they're sleazy, they will never last. So you can do the cash grab thing,
yeah,
but you will not last. And you can mark my words, you can write that down. If you're going to be a sleaze bag in this industry, it's so small, people will find out. and you will be blacklisted and never allowed to do business anywhere. So just keep that in mind. Integrity and honesty in this industry, we look for people that have that more than we look for people that have results.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard your network equals your net worth, and it really is true, because the things that will ultimately catapult your business, like you're always going to be able to grow your business, but where your business is going to have these moments of like a big leap in growth is going to come out of the relationships that you build. And we'll talk a lot more about, intrinsic value and investment and stuff like that in just a minute. But I think that's really important. What you said is you can come into this industry and do let's make the quick dollar. You really can, but it won't last.
Yeah,
it'll be a flash.
And so the way to do that, look, if you focus on making a difference for people, truly making a difference for people, not in like the BS, yeah, I want to help people, but like truly make it about others and making sure that others succeed. There's one of our greatest mentors, whatever speakers, this guy Wayne Dyer, always said, if you want anything in life, give that thing. If you want love, give more love. If you want money, give more money. If you want more, if you want to make a difference, if you want generosity, be more generous, et cetera, et cetera. So go make a difference and have that be the thing and not the make money. If it's just about making money, and I could tell you, and these are our friends, every single person that got into this industry, and I'm not saying it's wrong, right? Like, I know some of you are probably in crappy situations. You're like, I can't even put food on the table, let alone help others, like I need to make money, which is fine. But always have your big vision on the fact that you want to make a difference for people, and I guarantee that will fill your bank accounts way faster than you focusing on the money itself.
Definitely in the longer term, for sure.
Okay. Lesson 2. Never, ever, ever stop learning. And this is so huge because things always change, right? There's a reason that this is our, third or fourth Facebook product?
This is our third major one. We've had 4 total.
We've had like total, yeah. It's because things are constantly evolving. Things are constantly changing, specifically with Facebook. I mean, any marketing strategy. Google, like the Hummingbird, which you guys will see a video I made recently. Hummingbird just came out, right, and basically took down SEO, right? And all these guys are now scrambling. But the fact is, if you keep learning and you keep up to date, then you're always going to be kind of at the cutting edge.
And to that point, guys, and this is something I think that happens to way too many people when they first get in this industry. It's very overwhelming when you first get here. It's a lot like learning a new language. I can't tell you how many emails we get per day with clients or students who got into the industry, and it's a common theme. I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to do. So one of the biggest takeaways I can tell you is just choose where you want to have your mastery. If you really want to make it big in this industry, we've built our entire business, 95% of it, on Facebook, doing multiple six figures for years now because of it. And it's really because we've mastered it and that we keep evolving with it, more importantly. So it's not that we're not good at other things. We know how to search engine optimize. We know how to do PPC campaigns, Bing, Yahoo, solo ads.
Email marketing.
We do all those things, right? We do all those things. But our mastery has always been on Facebook. So everybody looks at the entire industry and says, wow, I have so much to learn. Really, case in point is you need to get really good at one thing, and that'll help you tremendously with your business.
Yeah, absolutely. And Guy always says this line, I think it's great. He says, what got you here will not get you there. And so just keep in mind, like, if you want to be a multiple six-figure earner, multiple seven-figure earner, etc., you're going to have to learn some new skills. You get that? And the reason I know that to be true is because if you had the skills you need, you would already be making those 6 and 7 figures, right? So keep that in mind. This is just something that, like, I cannot comprehend how people don't do this. If you're not tracking in your business, you are not marketing. You're doing the let me throw shit at the wall and hope it sticks, and I hope I keep throwing enough shit at the wall and enough of it will stick. Truly, guys, if you are not tracking at some level or another, you're just not marketing.
You're hoping.
You're really hoping. It's like you're playing lottery. You're not actually marketing. It's something that, from beginners to advanced, we see people making this mistake. Another mistake is, and this is, I think, probably the biggest thing we deal with, right, when we coach up-and-coming entrepreneurs, is getting them to a point that they're willing to fail, that they're willing to take the leaps,
wanting to,
and wanting to. Our when we first started in this business, a mentor of ours said, and we were early on, guys, we like babies, you know, maxed out $400 on a credit card, took out a few others,
scared to spend $1 on marketing, the whole thing.
Yeah. And he goes to us, he goes, I hope for you, right, we're like just built Satori Prime, and he goes, I hope for you that you fail big and you fail fast. And I literally wanted to kick him in the nuts. I'm not even kidding you. I was like, who the hell are you? Like, what? But here's the point, and I only got this months later. You only learn from your experiences, and you only truly learn from your failures. If you're terrified to fail, you are just not going to learn the lessons you need to learn to excel in the business that you're trying to build. So what he was trying to impart to us is, I hope you fail your biggest failures as soon as freaking possible so that you can reach the level of success that you truly want and deserve. And I truly, and you might want to kick me in the nuts, but I truly wish that for every single one of you.
It's definitely, and I just want to say it's a biological means for people. They're either moving away from displeasure or moving towards pleasure. So your average person, it's not a natural phenomenon to want to move towards that which you're scared of. But the funny part is that everything that you really want out of life is running towards that fear. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that because I think it's pretty critical.
Yeah, so we, Guy and I, are, the way we kind of contextualize this for us is the thing that we fear the most is what we always ran towards. And I'll give you a great example. We had started marketing on Facebook for $5 a day because at the end, we just figured we had $150 a month that we could spend. We broke it up into 30 days, and that's all we could do. So our first, 4, 5, 6 months? Like, that's literally all we were spending.
Mm-hmm.
So that 5 grew into 10 and eventually into 50, etc. But there was a moment in our business where we had, I think we made like $3,000 that month before or something, right? Something along those lines. Mm-hmm. And we were trying to win a certain contest. And now at the time, so $3,000 a day would have broken into $100 a day in Facebook marketing.
$3,000 a month.
$3,000 a month, I'm sorry. Would have broken into $100 a day in Facebook marketing, which we were really excited about. But we wanted to win this contest.
Really quick, if anybody is having any technical difficulties with sound or video, just reset the page you're on and then hit the play button again on the video. Unfortunately, there's not much we can do from our end to help you with any of those issues. It's just connectivity.
Okay. So we wanted to win this contest, and we basically decided that the thing that was we were most afraid of was losing that $3,000, right? And so we said, okay, well, that's our fear. How would we completely annihilate and bust that fear wide open? And so what we decided to do was do a $3,000, give it to Facebook, and let them spend it as fast as they humanly can.
Kind of front load our marketing.
Basically, give the budget totally front loaded, and if it blew in 2 days or 3 days or a week, that's it. That's what he did. And I got to tell you, it was the scariest freaking thing at the time that we'd ever done, right?
Mm-hmm. So far.
That $3,000, guys, and that's not the point of the story, but that $3,000 ended up turning into $14,000 plus by the end of that month. But at the time, I want you to get, like, that is the scariest thing. So what we ended up doing is we just kind of threw our hat over the fence and knew that we would be able to produce the results. And we knew that because that was the thing we were most afraid of, that's the thing we have to go after. So I'm sure you can look at your lives and find, like, when you have those moments where you're like, oh my God, no. My suggestion to you, and the thing that will lead you greatly, is hunt for that. Go after that and annihilate that, and I guarantee you'll produce the results of your dreams.
It may have frozen up a little bit. I'm just checking on my end.
Okay.
No, looks like we're okay.
No, we're good?
Okay.
Okay.
Again, I don't know how to tell them that. Can't tell them on here. Okay, just keep going.
Okay. Well, all right. So just real quick, I want to show you a couple of results that we were able to produce using specifically this strategy. And when we're talking about the strategy, I want you to think of it as like a laser gun or a ray gun or something. Wherever we pointed this thing, we were producing results. So the first thing we wanted to do is actually test it on ClickBank offers. Because we thought, look, that's the easiest place for people to find offers. They don't have to create their own. You can find offers at any freaking niche you want. And we went. And if you see, like, from April, I think we started testing in April. Mm-hmm. Some of these are like April, May, etc. You'll see. I mean, these are daily results.
And I'm going to take you guys into the back office, and I'll show you some of the statistics and analytics that came through this. But yeah, like Elon said, we sat back, and it's a common, there's a common thread in the entire industry. There's obviously a lot more failure than there is success, but that really goes for all of business, so that's not that awkward. But we are always looking to provide a way for which people to start producing results as quickly as possible, because that, if any of you guys have been in network marketing or direct sales, and you have a team of any kind, the best way to keep your team members on your team is to get them results as quickly as possible. So we really stepped back and said, how do we uncomplicate this? How do we just tell people, because that's what everyone seems to want, is just tell me what to do. How often do we hear that? Just tell me what to do, because most people come into this industry from a worker bee mentality, unfortunately, right? And they've been programmed to sit there and wait for a command before they take action. So they come into the industry, they act the same way, they don't, get the right experience, let's say. So we're like, okay, let's not just give people information this time, let's give them a vehicle and show them what to do. So that's why we showed you, if you want to go back to just the ClickBank page. So we said, okay, here's the biggest affiliate network in the world. Here's a way for people not to have to build a list, not to have their own product, not to know how to email market. They don't need to know anything about marketing except for how to just drive a little bit of traffic over to an offer from the world's biggest website. And before, when we said, I just want to go back a little bit, about using one form of marketing to master to get your success, the reason we've stuck with Facebook is because Facebook is the biggest marketplace on the planet. You have 1.2 billion people, I think, or 1.1 billion people on Facebook right now, and 50% of them are coming to the website every single day. And if you've watched any of our videos, you know that the amount of time that people spend between Google and Facebook, there's no comparison. It's like a 10 to 1, something like that. Facebook always dominates. People spend about 8 hours per week or something like that on Facebook. It's absurd. So we just looked at what was happening in the world, and it became really clear to us. If you want to be where people are, be where people are. So that's why we've always stuck with this platform. So we're going to take you back there, and I'll show you some of the live stuff. But yeah, you'll keep going.
Okay, so this was just another test we did. This is actually with our personal products. So this is just like personal product sales that we had, and this, when we tried this, that worked phenomenally well. We were literally, because originally the idea actually formulated on our end, and we were like, look, people don't have their own products, and that's kind of how we looked at ClickBank. So I think, why don't you take them back to some of the ClickBank stuff?
Yeah, and guys, I just want to say something real quick, because I've seen a few of these questions come through. We are seeing all your questions, by the way, so if we're not answering them live, like as they come in, don't worry about that. And you guys, why don't you put our faces back up for a hot minute?
Is my face back up?
Yeah, you guys should be able to see us right now.
Cool.
So a lot of you guys are asking, well, how long did it take to get results? And I know that that's a very common question, and there's a really no good answer, because it really depends on what are you willing to do to get results.
Yep.
Your average person I see who asks that question, and I'm not speaking directly to you, just from personal experience, are people who really don't do the type of work that they're supposed to, or they just don't have mentorship. And that's why they feel like it's a very long process. What Elon and I did different than most is that we invested heavily. Should I go into this now, you think? Or is this something we'll talk about after?
No, I said let's do the result, because I want you to get into like the actual Facebook stuff.
So let's stick with the conversation, but I do want to talk to you guys about investment and what that means, and it's not necessarily always monetarily speaking. All right, so let's take a look here.
Oh, what you're talking about, like if you do something, how it always comes back to you.
You think it's valuable? Share that?
Yeah, but you can show them stuff and share it. Let me just make sure that they're seeing your...
Should be up.
Yep, you're all good.
All good, right?
Yep.
All right, guys, so look, this is, unfortunately, I'm limited to how far I can go back here in ClickBank. You can see these dates are grayed out. So I went back as far as I could, but we really started these tests with ClickBank like March, April, and I'll show you that in some of the transactions. But the reason I'm showing you this chart, so you're looking at just July, you're not even looking at a 60-day period here, but this is using the strategy. And before you take your eyes over to the right-hand side, I really just want you to take a look at the hop count. So this is just one account that we used on ClickBank. what we did is we separated our ClickBank accounts by niche. So I want to show you one that was very successful in the health and bodybuilding and fitness niche. And the reason I'm showing that to you here, because this is the most competitive niche on the internet, by far. There's nothing more competitive than this. You have your dating, you have your fitness, and I think Home Biz Up is like way down the list. There's only about 3 million people in our industry. When it comes to the fitness niche, it's like hundreds of millions of people. Okay, so there's no competition. But here's what I want to show you. A hop count, if you don't know, that's one click to an offer. So we were doing this through Facebook posts, and that's really what this whole methodology is about making things go viral so that you are leveraging the power of social media so that every dollar you spend is like it's like tenfold, right? Because as it's being shared on through your network and the network's network and the next person's network and the next person's network, there's so much traffic coming over there that it's an inevitability that you will make a sale by sending that amount of traffic. So you can see these are a bunch of different offers that we tested in the niche. And here's the beauty of what we discovered is that ultimately when you're building a page on Facebook, what you really need, and this is something you might want to write down, and this is going to uncomplicate it for a lot of you, is one winning offer. So your job is not to go find 6 different things that you can sell on your page. It's to find one offer that sells consistently to the people who are visiting that page or to that market. So we were hyper-focusing on specific markets, building very large pages and giving them content that they just want to see anyway, and then back-ending them into these different offers, and they were literally discovering them on their own. We weren't even marketing these offers directly to them. And you can see where industry standard conversions are about 1 to 3%. We were doing some pretty good conversions back here on some of these offers, right? You're looking at near 5% over here. Okay, so that's what I really wanted to see is how much traffic we were able to drive in just 60 days by just really doing posts on Facebook.
And I just want to say that I don't know if any of you have promoted ClickBank offers, but most ClickBank offers, if you can convert them at 1, 2%, you're doing really well. Really well. We were doing 5%. And that's just because the way we built the strategy is that you're really only focusing on a market and only speaking to that market.
Yep.
And we were doing this in a matter of days, whereas like an SEO website would take you a matter of months, years, whatever to build.
Yep. Now let's take a look at transactions from around the same period. Now with transaction, it did let me go back to about March. I don't remember exactly when we started doing this, to be honest. It was just kind of like something that organically came about. So I started this one back in March, going all the way to September 30th, same day we had on the other one. But I want to show you the sheer number of sales that were coming through, and this is a single page, guys, on Facebook, one page, and this is all the training you guys saw.
Bro, is there any way to zoom in a little bit? Someone's asking.
I can do that. Does that help?
Yeah, we tried to zoom in, so hopefully that'll be a little bit better.
Let's see if it catches up. All right.
Yeah, it's zooming in a little bit.
Okay, cool. So I wanted to show you guys, so this is really going until about the end of the month here, and you see here like muscle meal, so we had like 2 pretty winning products on here, but honestly this was the winning product that we were using, and you could see in about 6 months there we sold about 471 of these, and we did about $10,000 worth of sales. So we definitely cracked 10 grand for sure, but I can even scroll down here and you guys can see, and you can see all these over here, so where it says Facebook description, that's TID, meaning that's the ID tag that we use to indicate where the sales were coming from. So Facebook description, all that meant is that the link was inside of a post. That's all it means. So you can see all these sales, and I can go through tons of these pages for you. All these sales were literally coming off of viral posts on Facebook. We never marketed the product once. Not even once. Yeah. Literally never directly marketed the product. So, I'm just scrolling through just to show you guys the sheer number of sales, but no joke, viral effect, right? Where else do you want to go?
I want to just take them. Can you give me back the screen real quick? I just wanted to do a quick shout out. I don't know who wrote this. I don't know why, but it's not telling us like
their names,
people's names.
Yeah. If you guys want, just write your names after the questions. That way we actually.
Yeah, we someone wrote, "I should be in bed, but saw your live, and now I can't go to sleep.
Sorry.
You two rock. Enjoy your beers." And then hashtag girl power being distracted by the Satori bros.
love you.
Love you, whoever you are. I got a good chuckle I had to share.
Okay.
All right, let me do a quick screen share. Right, so we spoke about being a mini celebrity. I'm going to actually take you to one of our sites here that we don't even use anymore.
This is like a test site.
This is a test site. Oh, we got a new one. I went, because yesterday I was like, well, what are we going to show these people, you know, and yesterday I went. So, look, this site, look, you can even see, the last time we posted here was August 6th. That's
almost
freaking 3 months ago. But you can see, look, it's a beautiful site, right? Like, I mean, we posted great videos, we posted great content, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, it got really, 110 shares. Like, you know, these are great stats. We don't know nothing about health and cooking. We're just like, screw it, let's try it. But look, someone just wrote here, let's see. And I want you to get, like, when you create one of these sites, and tell me if they can see the screen, because it's probably really, really small, so maybe I'll just read it. But people still reach out. This was an hour ago, okay? This girl, Devin, wrote, "Hi, I'm the chef on NBC's The Biggest Loser. I'm running a Lose Before You Gain holiday challenge here on Facebook that I thought your audience would be interested in. There's a grand prize kitchen and fitness makeover worth almost $5,000. Now, these happen time and time again, because when you build these type of sites,
you are authority.
You're authority. Now, guys, we know we try to eat healthy, but that's about it. I know nothing about eating healthy, right? I know nothing about healthy cooking for sure. I mean, it was crazy. I was going through these. I was like, wow, real high-level people reach out to us. I have a similar page devoted to presenting healthy food, but I don't have the power as your page has. She has no idea who I am. Would you be kind enough to share? Now, these are people reaching out to us, right? So a lot of you are always talking about, well, how do I promote? How do I get in touch with people? Freaking people get in touch with you. You don't have to do anything. Here, I don't know. This is crazy. I didn't even read these.
You have to drink less beer.
Thought you might like this article on plant-based on a budget. I mean, you know, it's crazy. So that's why I just want to show you, like, when you actually build this page, and again, I mean, let's look at this page. It's only 23,000 fans, which we probably did in about a month, not even.
Yep.
You become a mini celebrity in these people's eyes.
Okay, just a few questions here that
Sure.
are relevant. So, what niche did you say? Daniel asked, "What niche did you say you were in?" For that example, Daniel, that was when we were showing the statistics before. That was the health and fitness niche. What Elon is showing you guys right now is health and cooking, kind of like healthy cooking and that kind of stuff. And then Gilda asked, "Where do we get these ideas to write in the pages?" Honestly, we'll get into that. We'll get into viral content and stuff like that in a little bit. So just hold that question, and we'll come back to that.
But again, you have to understand, we truly don't know anything about.
We have interest.
These niches. We have interest.
Yeah.
But it's not like we're not an authority. We don't write articles for these niches. We don't create products in these niches. You know, like the only niche that I can say we truly have, you know, I don't want to say like guru status, but like expert status is Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook, training, consulting, stuff like that. You know, that's our main stuff, and that's where we focused it. That's where you saw, like, you know, $120,000 in those products. That's really our bread and butter. This was just like tests. We just wanted to see what would happen, and clearly that page is still kicking butt and taking names.
So I want to show you guys just one other test here. And the reason I'm showing you guys this is I really do think it comes back to the fear conversation that we were having before, to be honest. It might not seem like that's relevant, but I honestly think it's so relevant. You can't, so this is, I'm going to take you actually into the back of our ads account. So for those of you guys that want to steal everything, now's the time. But I'm going to show you, here's what we did. We wanted to do a likes experiment on our page, and I want to talk to you before you go and do this. Dear God, don't go do this right now. Before you go and do this, I want to talk to you about why you would do something like this and when you wouldn't do something like this, because we wanted to see how quickly we could get to 100,000 people on a page, okay? Now, to a lot of you guys, that might seem like the most daunting thing in the world. I really don't want to get into the if, ands, or buts because we're going to go down a really long rabbit hole with that. Here's what I do want to show you, though. This is what happens when you're willing to experiment. And what you got to know is when you experiment, you tend to lose way before you tend to win. So what I'm doing right now is this is a likes experiment that we ran, And I want to show you, they only let me do a 28-day period, but this started on April 19th. I hope I do. No, I did the math a little bit wrong. So I need to go back to the 16th. We started this on April 19th on our page, okay? And here's what I want to highlight. And I know some of the numbers might be blurry on your pages, I know, because of the connection issues and what have you and all this kind of stuff. But in the 28-day period, we put 53,273 likes on our page.
That was in how many days?
That was in 28 days.
We'll do some quick math for you guys here.
You're looking at, pretty high click-throughs for the entire month. And, yeah, we spent about $710 to do that. And again, some of you guys might think that that's insanity.
That's an average, kids, of 1,902 likes a day.
And there were days that, we do 3,600. There were days that I do 1,500. But look, the page engagements at that time, you're looking at almost 64,000 people. Post engagements, 10,000. This campaign alone during that time period reached almost 2.2 million people, and we generated almost 69,000 clicks. That's more interesting to me. 69,000 clicks. I'm actually curious. Do the math. 69,000 clicks at $710. I want to know what that cost per click is. And you guys can see here the ads down here, and there's a reason I'm not clicking on them because I know you're all going to go and create them right now, and I want you to pay attention first. Is we were doing a penny a click, and on most of our ads today, we are doing penny clicks. We really are. Go ahead.
No, 69,000 clicks divided by 710. You said?
710
divided. I was like, huh?
Other way around. So I'll stretch this out to the next one.
I used to be in finance.
And you want to be my lawyer.
It's a penny.
So what is showing? A penny a click. And then let's take it another month. So let's go to June 15th. And the reason we're showing you guys this is because we want you to understand where these methodologies come from. They are tested. They are like mother approved. You know what I mean? Right.
What did we say? If you are not tracking, you are not marketing. So as we were going through this formula, we are literally, this is what we looked at for 7 months.
Yeah, 7 months of doing this. So, and then again, the next 28-day period, we dropped another 31,000 people on there, spend less, obviously. Our goal was to get our page to 100,000 people. So, we did that, right? Now, here's the idea behind this, and here's why you may want to do this, and here's why you may not want to do this. We're in an industry, and I'm going to take you now to our Facebook page. We're in an industry where, social proof is extremely important. For those of you guys who have been to events, I'm sure people tell you to take pictures with all the guys up there and post that on your wall. Honestly, that doesn't do very much, but if it makes you feel good taking pictures with them, all power to you. But here's the idea, we wanted to build social evidence on our page because we want to show, if we're Facebook guys, damn, our page better be freaking real big, we better show that. And the next 15,000, you can see we're almost at 115,000, have come nearly organically because we don't even need to promote our page anymore that much. I mean, we do promoted posts, but very little, maybe $10 a day. We do that, and it's growing on its own right now because again, we've created authority in our industry just on this. And again, think about when you meet people or when you find people on Facebook. Whoops, what are you doing? You're making snap judgments, right? And it's the same thing on Facebook. You're making snap judgments. You're doing it really, really quick. So with this, we weren't as specific with our niche because it wasn't as important to us. It was more about social proof. On a page like this, and this is really the guide that we use in this education, is this bodybuilding page. So for those of you guys who are wondering where and how, so since April, we've grown this thing to about 200,000 people. It's just shy of 200,000 people right now. And this is extremely niche specific. Everybody who likes this page is interested in this niche. And here, it was much more important that when we posted something and it went viral, that it was going viral to people who were interested in this niche because we didn't want empty clicks, right? We wanted clicks that were interested buyers, and that's where the kind of the experimentation started. Could we just bring anybody to a page? Could we bring really directed people to the niche? So we did it kind of both ways, and it just happened to work out in both ways because it aimed at different targets, but we really didn't know that till we started doing this. So that was a really big deal. So
a couple of things, and then I want you to start getting into the page building stuff. So once you get that set up. Somebody wrote, so your only authority is the Facebook page. I'm not really sure what you mean by that. So maybe just type in a follow-up question. I think I know what you mean, but I'd rather you elaborate so we're actually answering the right question.
Okay.
And then Rodney actually wrote, which is exactly what we're going to do right now, is when you're creating a niche page, is there a preference category to use, brand, product, entertainment? So guys, Rodney, you're like 1 second, 2.5 seconds ahead of the curve. We are actually going to show you right now, the training we're going to show for you is how to create the perfect niche page, niche page, whatever, however you want to say it. So Guy's going to do that training for you guys right now. Now, Guy tends to do these like in his sleep, so he knows how to do these really fast.
It all comes down to experience.
So just if you are stuck on something, just drop a question, okay? To like say slow down or anything that you're hung up on. And as he's doing it, I will interject and stop him and answer some questions, okay?
So the first thing you need to know, very simple, if you need to create a fan page, you can just go to Google and type in create a fan page, and like all things with Google and its omnipotence, it will most likely tell you where to go look. If you don't know where to find it, it's on facebook.com/pages/create, and you're going to be met with something like this. Now, what I'm about to show you goes back to about 2 years ago. 2 years ago, when a fan page hit a particular number, at that time it was 10,000 actually, because think about how much smaller Facebook actually was 2 years ago. It's incredible the growth it's had. Facebook would actually take over ownership of your website, and it would make it like a public page.
Yeah.
And you no longer were the admin of the page. So back in the day, it wasn't good to grow a page too large too quickly because you lost control of it. Today's sky's the limit. I see a lot of people promoting through their personal profile. That's your prerogative. Elon and I keep our personal stuff very separate from our business. We really don't post business stuff. We don't post opportunities or what we're up to. So one way to get around that at that time, and it's just stuck with me and it's the way I do things, you want to go to brand or product over here on the top right.
That's for you, Rodney.
That's for you, Rodney. And then you want to pick website. And this kind of just gives you a general overview, and you can really do whatever you want with this. And then at that time, you'll just type in, the page name essentially, and you'll agree, you'll hit get started, and you'll start going through the process. Do you really want me to do a whole fresh page from scratch? I just want to show them, I think, different variations of pages that we built, and then what to look for, and then how we do it.
Well, we can create like a BS page right now. Just do a quick.
I don't even know if I have cover shots for it, to be honest.
Oh yeah, that's true. You don't have any cover shots.
All right, you know what?
Okay, but just go through this basic process, and then we can show the pages and then show.
So honestly, guys, I normally don't even fill out much at this point in time, because sometimes I don't really know. I mean, I might know the niche, but it takes some testing to often find what your market wants you to talk about, okay? So like if I'm building a health and fitness page or I'm building a healthy cooking page, it's probably going to take me a week to maybe even a month to go through different posts to find out really what are people connecting to. Are they connecting to healthy cooking? Are they connecting to giving recipes? Are they connecting to like people who are in like peak physical condition? You don't know until you start seeing what that demographic is and realize that whatever starts on your page, that's the nucleus right there. Those are the people who are sharing that content to their networks, and most likely they know like-minded people. So they're bringing in more people that are like-minded like them, and whatever your nucleus is, that's pretty much the theme of your website from then on. Okay, it's not going to change very much. So you can fill in the description. This is something we go into in great detail when we do training. I just don't want to do all these little detail pieces. Really go through this stuff as quickly as you can. You can name your page. Again, this is something I usually do later on. So I guess now they require you. This is different. So website, whatever. I'm literally just filling this in like a dummy.
While he goes through that, I'm going to answer a couple of questions. Michael, our Facebook page is just bodybuilding. And we specifically chose bodybuilding. Remember we told you on the videos that like the larger the more competitive the niche, the better we actually did. So like we were testing little things like, paleo.
Wow, it's not letting me do this.
Or, things like paleo, for those that don't know, is a form of like healthy lifestyle eating. And it wasn't working that well. And then we opened it up to just healthy cooking, and it worked way better. Same thing with fitness. We did like...
You won't even let me get past this part, just so you know.
Why?
Just wants a web address.
Oh, like a legit web address?
Yeah, it's okay. Look, guys, just when you get here, it's a very easy prompt. Go through it. I really would prefer to show you pages that are up and running and that have all the good stuff and point out what works and what doesn't. I just don't want to spend time here figuring out why it's not letting me do the web address thing. This is just, they changed it like they changed everything else. So okay, I'm going to bring up a bunch of different websites. You know, we talked about bodybuilding. Let's bring up a few more. We have one called Internet Marketing. Guess why? Because we're marketers. This one, oh, whoever wants to like this one now, you could be our 45,000 person. Get on it.
Guys, by the way, just as a quick note, I think that's why John Michael asked, is it's good to like these pages because then you can kind of see what we do.
Yeah.
And that's true for anyone, right? Like if you see someone that has a good page or a good blog or you like the way they write emails, get on these people's lists. Like this is how you learn.
Yep. Guys, so some of these were, failed experiments. Some of them work incredibly well. Facebook went through some pretty sweeping changes a few months back. They started going after a lot of affiliate links for some reason. That actually hit this page really hard, our bodybuilding page. I mean, you can still see the virality is way up, 588 shares. But I can tell you last time I posted this video, prior to that change, I had 70,000 shares on this video. It doesn't mean that can't be done again. It's just going to take a lot more effort. They removed about 9 months, not 9 months, but I would say about 6 months worth of content from our page because the link we were using was now a spammed link, and all the content that was associated with it got taken down. So we're kind of a little bit in a rebuild on this page, but it's still generating leads every day. It's still generating sales every day.
Say why, because people might not understand what a spammed link is.
Okay, essentially it means that, and it wasn't necessarily our fault or anything like that, but Facebook obviously Facebook's just like Google, but I would say to a lesser extent, they don't like regurgitated content. They want original content on their website all the time. That's what keeps interest up. It's to their best benefit. So when something starts getting shared way too often or gets marketed to, especially if a lot of people are marketing the same offer, that's usually when Facebook accounts get shut down. That's how we got shut down with futuristic marketing, because everybody started marketing the same thing at the same time, and they went through and just wiped out a bunch of the accounts that were doing it.
Yeah.
Now, that wasn't our responsibility. We didn't know that was going to happen, but it happened. Same thing over here. It's a lot of people started marketing an offer. Maybe they saw that we were promoting it a lot, people who were promoting it also, and suddenly that was just an offer you couldn't promote directly on Facebook. We have total workarounds for that today. It doesn't matter what offer they spam, we can still get around it.
Not for nothing, that offer was on a video that had about 66,000 shares or something when it got blacklisted.
Exactly.
I will tell you guys, and you want to write this down. I know some of you, messaged us that you just started in this company and that company, and what should we do and not do, and what landing pages. If a company has a generic landing page, chances are, so the way Facebook does it and the way Google does it, they just blacklist certain landing pages and certain websites. And if you're going to promote that blacklisted website, do we have that tool? Do you remember what it is, that website where you can figure out if something's blacklisted?
No.
I don't remember either. But that's basically the fastest way to get your account shut down. So if you're going to be in a company, or if you're going to start promoting like a generic landing page, just know that you're running that risk. There's a ton of tools out there that you can build a landing page in literally 5 minutes. If you want, just message us. We'll send them to you. So just please don't do that thing. It's such a brand new newbie mistake that people make, and then they get their accounts just shut down.
Yeah, and you can get your accounts back up, and we've had like 3 or 4 accounts shut down already. But if you're not getting your accounts shut down, you're probably not doing something right. So here we go. So I want to the reason I pulled up a few pages is to show you the common thread between all of them so you can see what we're doing. Number one, you'll notice that all of them have quite professional cover shots. Let me just pull that one up. You can see very professional cover shots, professional profile pictures. We're not putting blurry pictures. God, I see that way too often. Like again, all of them are professional. Some of them you can even see the profile picture fits into the cover shot. Very, very important. The next thing is, and here's where a lot of your traffic will actually come from.
And where do we get these?
We're gonna talk about that. Hold on, relax. I know he's getting crazy over here. He's one too many beers. Over here, you can see in the description. So this is your description box. That's what it was asking me for before. We always buy our own domain. So Pure Healthy Cooking, that's our domain. iHomeGreen.com, that's our domain. InTheNewsMarketing.com, that's our domain. In the News Fitness, that's our domain. We control that domain. So basically what that means is this domain is brand new. Facebook couldn't possibly know that it's a spam domain because you just registered it. It means you can run your traffic through it. It means you can build your landing pages there. It means you can send all sorts of traffic through that site. Usually your prime offer is what you redirect people to over here. So what we'll do, and again I can't get into the details because it'll just take too long of the how-tos, is we will redirect the prime domain to our prime offer. So for instance, we are crushing it right now with this offer over here. So we just redirect it over to this offer, and that's when people click on here, they come through here. We get about 50 to 60 leads a day just by doing that, barely even spending any money, just because of the sheer amount of traffic that's on this page right now. Is that going to happen within 2 to 3 days of you building a page? No. But can that happen? Absolutely. Okay? So that's why you do that. You want to make things easy for people to discover. What you will find out is that people are click happy, especially when it comes to pictures. There's a reason you see, what are they called, memes? I don't know, memes,
yeah.
Memes, or whatever the hell they're called. That's why it's such a big thing, because we're visual creatures. We like to click on stuff. We like to discover. We're like cats. We're curious. So the thing you want to know is that anywhere you put a picture, if you're not putting something for them to click on, wow.
And I am the one that had 2 beers.
All right, less boost for everybody. If you're not putting something for them to click on, wow, then you are missing an opportunity to send traffic over to your page. So all your cover shots, all your pictures, everything in photo albums, every description should have some kind of short headline that leads to some kind of offer, hopefully your best-selling offer, okay? And again, I'm just moving through the pages. So for instance, going green, like we were super excited about this one. This was a huge fail for us, right? And that's why you don't see that it's that large, because we played here for a little bit. We saw it wasn't going anywhere. It wasn't gaining much traction and growth. And guys, that's what happens. Sometimes you win and sometimes you lose. But like Elon said, if you're not tracking, how do you know? Yeah. But here's the common theme again. What I want you to see is that we use these tabs, and this is probably the biggest takeaway from tonight from most of you, and really from most pages I go to, whether it's somebody who's super famous like Tony Robbins on down, they don't do this right. And maybe Tony's not a good example. I don't really remember if he has it or not.
You can go to Bulletproof Exec, and I guarantee you that's the guy that just contacted us. And
what's it?
Bulletproof, one word. Yeah.
Yeah, so by the way, guys, so this stuff is like, Bulletproof Executive. This is growing tremendously right now.
He's got a huge page. This guy is, by the way, just absolute master of health and fitness.
Yep.
But again, you know.
So we could, like, for instance, we came to his page, right? We like this stuff. We enjoy his content, what have you, and we just came over here and we saw like he's really not doing what he could be doing to leverage his page. He's got a great audience. They're talking about it. He's probably not even not doing a lot of paid marketing. You can see that things are going viral. People are interacting, but I promise you, he's leaving about 90% of the money on the table right now just by looking at his page. Again, you see in the description, no link. In his profile picture, no link. People are here all the time.
I just want you to understand. I just want you to know, guys, this guy makes millions of dollars. His blog is one of the best rated health and fitness blogs online. I went to this Facebook page. I was just like, what are you doing?
Yeah. So anyway, we've contacted him, and we're in a conversation now to possibly work with him and partner with his team to help him, do Facebook stuff. This is the kind of stuff you can do when you know this stuff, right? Like you could just approach people. You're an authority, right? We're somebody who's authoritative in the Facebook field. We can push our weight around. You can even see I see my own freaking ads all day. They annoy me.
Who are those guys?
Who are those guys?
And why is he shooting the other guy's heads?
Exactly. But here's the thing, guys. So this is what Elon and I have somehow dubbed the Rodeo Drive. I think Elon came up with that term during a sales video many moons ago. And this is where people are. This is the first thing people see. For those of you who've been in the industry for any amount of time, how many times have you heard, put it above the fold? This is what's above the fold on Facebook. This is what people see right? This is where the traffic is a lot of the times, and this is what gets under leveraged more than any other piece of real estate on Facebook that we see time and time again. You may be wondering if you just had an aha moment. I'm going to tell you exactly how to do this right now, okay?
By the way, people are asking, where do you get your Facebook application tab covers?
Great. Your mind is about to go because it's so simple, okay? So number one, Facebook app that we use for all of these tabs, you just type in HTML static. Most of the time you don't have to do that. Just type in HTML static. You will find the static HTML iframe tab by WooBox.
Make sure you write that down because there's a few. You can see there's others. Make sure you grab the WooBox one.
Yeah, back in the day we used to use this one. Actually, when we came up with our script, this was the app we used. Then this came along and they made it so much easier. It's literally a 5-year-old can now set up this process. So that's what you want to download. Basically, the process is very simple. You click on it. It's going to come to a page like this. You're going to install your page tab with this big green button. It's going to give you a list of your Facebook pages. Don't be alarmed by how many we have. We've actually consolidated down from like about 75 down to these, so we're not in bad shape. You're going to pick your page. That's the one we just created before. You're going to add the page tab, and then our sexy, beautiful page. And then this page isn't created, so it's taking me back to create the page. But it's going to take you through a prompt. You're just going to keep hitting yes, yes, yes. Where's the going green one? Oh, you know what? Because this is the first tab. It won't let me do that. Okay. Anyway, you're going to go through the prompt, and then it's going to install a blank tab on your page. Let's go back to that page. And then it'll install a tab on your page over here, and it'll have those lights crossing, those like spotlights crossing, and that won't be here. But I want to take you to the back of it. When you click on one of these tabs, you're going to have your admin area. So right now it's asking me if I want to be redirected because I'm the administrator, and if it didn't ask me this, then I wouldn't be able to reach my cPanel. So I'm going to tell it that I don't want to be redirected, and you can see that that's the link that it was trying to redirect me to. So you guys will see this after you install your tab. You'll see this back office over here. All right, you're going to see this right here. It won't be filled in. And really, here's all you need to know. You need to look at this page source. You have a few options here, and you're really going to play pretty much with just these two. One is called redirect. This is pretty much where we play, and I'm going to point out why in a second. The second one is called the URL, and basically you can just type in any URL here, and that URL will show up in Facebook. It's what's called an iframe. In order for it to be centered and fit properly, it does have to be built for Facebook. There's some great tools out there that can build landing pages that fit right into Facebook, but honestly, you don't even need to put it on Facebook, and we don't recommend that you do either. We always recommend that you redirect people off of Facebook. Why? Think about your experience on Facebook. It is where we go to disconnect for a moment. Yep. It's where we go to just be like blasé, right? Like, what are you really doing on Facebook? You're like waiting for your friends to chat. What are they up to? Whose baby is being born this week? Who got engaged? Like, my newsfeed is just filled with that kind of stuff all the time. And that's it. It's like the minutia of every day, right? So if you're sending someone to a URL or like a landing page inside of Facebook, in that same moment, their best friend might post something on their wall, or they might get a message, or anything. You have this
scroll thing on the side.
Yeah, that I shut down, but you have this scroll thing on the side that's going all the time trying to get your attention. So there's so many ways that people's attention can be thwarted, and if you're paying to get people's attention on something, and then there's all this distraction around it, I promise you your dollars are not going as far as they can. You cannot control this environment. It's controlling itself. You always want to take people to a place where you can control the environment. So we recommend, whether you're sending to an offer or to anything else, make sure that you're taking them off of Facebook where they don't have all that stuff going on. So all I did here was take a redirect URL, and you could see it's a ClickBank offer, and I can even view the tab and show you what happens when people click on it. So you would send the traffic to the tab, and then it would send them through that page and right to this offer, and then right away you have traffic going to someone else's offer, and you can start making sales. And this is why we're so confident that whether or not you know something about marketing, it truly does not matter, because we can show you the simplest way to just send traffic to offers that will start making you money within 24 hours. One of our students, Jeffrey, he built a page about woodworking.
Woodworking.
Okay? He spent what is it? I think he did a 634% return on his first week with a page that had less than 2,000 people on it, and he made $350 out the gate, okay? Now, I don't want to say that's results not typical, because honestly, that could be results very typical. It just depends on, he happened to pick an offer that worked really well, but who would think to build a woodworking page? He did, right? Again, like something that Eli sits here and go, damn it, like why didn't we think of that?
Yeah.
The other thing I want to point out with that is you don't need a huge page. He had about 1,300 people on the page within a week because we showed him how to do that, and he made money immediately. When Elon and I made multiple six figures, our page was less than 6,000 likes big. The size of your page, and that's the biggest myth in the industry right now about Facebook, is this obsession with getting likes, get the likes, get the likes, get the likes. And they've been touting that for, like, I don't know, 2 or 3 years now. And Elon and I sat back and go, we're making more money than everybody, and we have a page that's teeny tiny. Now, fine, you want us to grow a big page? We can. But I'm telling you, it's not where the money comes from, because where is that? It's just like everything else. Is it quality traffic?
Yep.
Is it quality traffic? Does it make sense for the offers that you're going to promote? And if it's not, then who cares about the likes? So what everyone left out is, now what? What do you do with them? And there's a lot of gurus that you may have gone through their training and done their stuff, and they probably said, like, go build a big page, go build a big page, and they just left off the biggest piece. What the fuck do you do with it?
Yeah.
So what we came up, when we saw that problem, it's like, see a need, fill a need. We decided we're going to give people a vehicle, a clear vehicle, a how-to vehicle, so that they can gain the proper experience to understand how to make money with their Facebook pages, and that's what this training is all about, okay? So the only other thing you need to know, or 2 more things rather, so use the redirect, name it, and then somebody asked about the tab image. We really, really recommend that you simplify your names. A lot of people try to write way too much information in there, so let me go back and show you what I mean by that. If you came here and you clicked on these tabs, and you have to answer this for yourself because I can't hear you, would it not be clear to you what you're clicking on? If I'm clicking on here, I know what I'm getting. If I'm clicking on here, I know what I'm getting. If I click on here, I know what I'm getting. I go to way too many pages and I'm like, if I click here, I have no freaking idea where I'm going.
Yeah.
One of the rules of marketing is that people always need to know what's the next step and what it looks like when they get there. There's an aversion, and you know this better than anybody. Aversion to taking action when you don't know the outcome. One of the best ways to get your conversions up, your stats up, is to show people what happens when they click the button. If you've been on our landing page, you know that every single time, not only do we show you what to click on, we show you what's sitting on the other side so you know what you're going to get when you get there. And that way we take away that fear from you and you're willing to take the action because you don't feel like you're being duped. Same thing on Facebook. Don't dupe people into making clicks. Actually have them click because they're interested. I know, it's such a novel idea, but it works, okay? Now, somebody asked, how do we make these tabs? It's the easiest thing in the world. I am going to pull up my Paint application from 1983. Okay, this is Paint. Those tabs over there need to be 111 by 74. Let me make this bigger. Is my showing now, or am I just on that one screen?
No, you're okay.
Okay. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Status bar. Here we go. On the status bar, you see the pixels. Those images need to be 111 by 74. So what I do is I make this box. 111. There we go. 111 by 74.
Teeny tiny.
Teeny tiny. I pick a color. You know, you want something that's obviously going to catch their eye. I click on this to get my text going. And I know I'm moving fast, but I just want to show you the simplicity. I put that in there, and I type in, my offer is this. Whatever it is. Whatever your offer is, I save it as a file, as a JPEG or whatever. Doesn't matter. Obviously, I would resize this and make sure it looks pretty and it's centered and all that kind of stuff. But that's how I create tabs. Right? Pretty easy.
And where do you get the pretty fancy ones on Satori?
The pretty fancy ones came from Social. What's it? 22 Social.
Social 22, I think.
I think it's either 22 Social or Social 22. It was actually somebody gave it to me because I saw 22 Social. I'm not even sure how you get them from here, but you can see that even they have really pretty tabs. If you sign up for their app, one of my students actually sent me a page with a bunch of their tabs, and that's how I have pretty tabs on my page. Do you need to do this? No, you don't. You can literally do what I just showed you, and I know that even if you have a Mac, I use both. You can still create tabs, up until recently, I had all those tabs on this page. It doesn't matter. It works. All you really need to worry about is telling people where they're going, and they will go there. Okay, guys, this is the basics, fundamentals of building a Facebook page. If you don't do this, you're just missing out on a lot of traffic. It doesn't mean you won't have a successful page. We had a student recently show us a page where that would never make money. They're making more money hand over fist. So nothing. Okay, here's the thing. Please listen to me right now very, very carefully. I don't care what guru, authority figure tells you anything in this industry. They don't really know what they're talking about. Ultimately, we don't really know what we're talking about either. We just have a lot of experience in the industry. We have a guideline for what works well, but I promise you, if you go to any event, any training online, and somebody guarantees you that something works, go test it for yourself. Just go test it. Don't go dump a whole bunch of money in there. There should never be any campaign, paid campaign that you start that doesn't start around $10 a day.
Yes.
Or less. Make sure
write that down.
Make sure it works. Then scale it up. Don't just take someone's word for anything in this industry, because a lot of times what they're telling you is what ends up happening, and if anything you're masterful at, and I'm sure there's something you're masterful at in this world, it becomes instinctual. It becomes an emotion. You can't necessarily explain why you know what you know, but you know that you know it, and that can only come with experience. This industry is no different. I know when I build a fan page these days that it will be profitable. I can't tell you how I know what I know, but I know by feel and by the research that I do and how I do it and how my brain intakes that information that when I go apply it, it will make money. Does that mean that even if I gave you that blueprint that you can make money? Maybe not. But we do everything we can to mitigate your risk through our programs so that you don't have to go through that. Guys, we've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on Facebook. This account right here, just so you know, is pretty new because we got on Facebook, we got kicked off Facebook, we got back on Facebook. So here's what I want to show you. We're at about $54,000 in spend on this freaking account that's almost brand new. Okay, like you can see, we can't even spend more than $350 a day right now because they won't raise our limit. That's our limit right now. We used to have a $2,000 limit a day, and we were spending that kind of money. So that's the kind of experience I'm talking about. We've spent about $250,000 on Facebook. You can't replicate that. You can't. Not with $5, not with $10. You can't replicate that. So what we try to do is do everything we can to impart as much education and as much experience on you as possible so that you can be nipping at our heels, but you still, that experience is critical. I cannot overstate that enough.
Yeah. All right, so I want to impart a few questions. Casey asked, can you repeat the HTML page?
Yes.
I'm assuming she's talking about the static.
Yeah, absolutely. Casey, so it's HTML static, if you type that in, and it's going to say static HTML iframe tab by Woobox.
Someone asked, what is the internet marketing page?
As far as like the link itself?
Yeah.
It's facebook.com/about internet marketing today.
About internet marketing today. Okay. Few other questions. So should we not use our personal Facebook account and set up several fake Facebook accounts to run our Facebook pages and ads from?
No. Okay. Don't do that. Definitely don't set up a lot of different accounts. The only reason we have a separate account for our ads account is because they shut down my personal account. When they shut down your
mine
and his, when they shut down your personal ads account, they don't shut down your Facebook profile, so you're never at risk there. But what you can always do, and how we got around it, so if you are in this situation, is that...
Should we be sharing this publicly?
Yeah, why not?
All right, do not share this video.
Yeah. All you got to do is you're gonna if you create a separate account, you could then make that account the manager of your page, just like you would be. So you see Elon and I, and then we have our Satori Primo account, which is literally just our ads account. And then this is an advertiser that works with us. But this is basically what you have to do: is make an admin, and then you can send traffic to that page. So that's that. But look, you can definitely use your personal accounts for marketing. I'm not saying to not go do that. I'm saying we don't do that. I don't necessarily love that, to be honest. And when I see that on my page, when I see somebody that all they post about all day long is about their business and their results, like I love it. It doesn't mean I don't enjoy their success. That's just not what I want to see on my newsfeed all day long. I don't want to see like your next webinar and your next this. I honestly don't care. And a lot of you guys, and we just said this on the webinar last week, I never want anybody to take it personal if you're trying to friend me on Facebook, because honestly, like, if I haven't met you, most of the time I won't confirm you as a friend.
Yep.
Like I like to meet people face to face. I like to us at least have a Skype conversation or been on the phone before. I'm like, hey, come into my life and check out what I've done for the last 10 years. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like I'm I want people in my life to enjoy my page and know what I'm up to, and I want my grandparents to see like my nephews and nieces. I don't want them to see like, come make $3,000 today with me. It's just not my thing. It doesn't mean you can't do that, but look, your personal pages also have limitations. You can only friend 5,000 people at a time. A lot of those people are not buyers, which means you're going through this unfriend friend process all the time, where when you have your a fan page, the sky's the limit. I mean, get to work, whatever you want to do. So like you could see our page, we weren't stopped at 5,000, we're at 115,000. Your audience is much broader, so that's a thing.
Good. So you send people straight to the, Daniel was asking, so you send people straight to the offer and ClickBank. Absolutely.
And that's, by the way, Daniel, it's just one of the ways that we do this. I'm really trying to give you the most fundamental. That works extremely well, but in this training, it goes way, way deeper than that. We're going to talk about where the rest of the training is going to come from.
Yeah, and I will tell you that for certain offers, like in the health and fitness, I don't think this will happen in woodworking or gardening or something like that, but in the health and fitness, because it is the most competitive niche, there are offers like, what is it called, six-pack abs?
Yeah.
Right?
No, Truth About Abs.
Truth About Abs. It is an offer that's just been beaten. She's like a... I'm not going to say the line. But it's one that is just passed around all over the internet, and it's blacklisted. So when you put it up, you're really running a high risk of getting it taken down. The one we were running and having great success with on bodybuilding, that's the reason that, about 3 months of content was taken down off our site? More?
Yeah, but guys, there's workarounds for all this stuff. You and I sit around thinking for hours about how to just work around these problems, and that's another really great lesson, guys, is the industry is always changing. What's working today is not going to work tomorrow. It's just what happens. Yeah. There's always some algorithm change. Google just had when people are freaking out. If what you do is sit there and react and do what everyone else is doing is freaking out, instead of going, holy shit, there's a huge opportunity right now because there's a gap in the industry. What people should be doing right now, Google, is figuring out how to become the next search engine optimization superstar. Because when you come out with the concept of what actually works,
Hummingbird,
you are the next millionaire in this industry. Instead of sitting there going, woe is me, I guess that doesn't work anymore, and I guess that part of my business is done. Elon and I, there have been problems day in and day out on Facebook. There have been times where we've been off Facebook for months. We still don't stop going on Facebook and seeing what's going on. We still don't stop the education because we know eventually we'll figure out how to get back on. So you need to look at, are you reacting or are you creating? And I'm telling you, when you start creating, it's a way more powerful place to be. You only want to follow to the point where you have the fundamental skills, but at some point, it's just like painting or dancing. You go and you learn the foundational skills. The moment that you have clarity around those foundational skills, make it your own. Make it your own. Don't do what everyone else is doing. If you're doing what everyone else is doing, you can't stick out in the marketplace. You're just another talking head. Okay, so we're always looking for how do we get edgy, and that's why we get accounts shut down, because we're doing shit that nobody should be doing.
We do it for you so you don't have to do it.
Exactly, but that's a great part about working with us is we're investing on your behalf, and then people invest nominal fees with us to learn what we've learned after spending $250,000.
Yeah. So real couple of quick questions, and then I want to get into like the actual training stuff. Is there a certain price range you look on offers to promote?
I will say, I mean, look, given the target audience, for the most part, you do want to have, I would say, offers lower than $97. I don't think that's a hard and fast rule, but I think you'll have greater success with low-end offers because, again, you're not, there's 3 different types of marketing. Well, I think there's really 2 different types of marketing. There's interruption marketing, like when you guys see these ads on the right-hand side over here that they're not showing up right now. When you guys see these ads and you click on them, that's interrupting your flow. The other is discovery marketing, and that's what we're all about. That's what this whole theory is about letting people discover in their own time and their own pace stuff, and that's why we never have to market the offer. We're just putting the offer conveniently for people to find in a specific niche, whatever.
One of these days we'll get that word right. Okay, few more. So, and you need to know that with ClickBank specifically, if you guys are going to use this strategy and use ClickBank, most offers have a very scripted and really good upsell sequence, which is how you go from making $50 a day to making $300 a day. Will all really depend on how many people take the upsells. The better the program and the better the upsell sequence. So the most of the ClickBank offers are like $27, $37 on the front end, and then people will get taken through like a $97 upsell and a monthly membership or something like that. But this is all the stuff that we're going to teach you on how to track, figure out what the right things to do.
Also, the demographic to go after, the age groups to go after, the sexes to go after. This is all research we do way before we ever put up an ad. Yeah. Way before we ever build the page. We know exactly who we're targeting. We know exactly who we're going after. And the nice part about ClickBank is that they're offers that are highly consumable. I want to actually make a distinction between those two later on, between quality and quantity, but they're highly consumable products, and like Elon said, usually the entry to get into one of them is very low, between $27 to $47, but they all have upsell sequences, so your opportunity to make more money on the back end is very great.
Okay, and then 2 questions, and we're going to go into how to grab this training. Do you still have to get 25 likes to make URL?
It doesn't look like that's the case. That used to be the case, but actually, as I was creating that page, it actually asked me for the domain. Yeah. So it looks like I think that's one of the issues I was having.
I actually created one yesterday, and it didn't.
You can go straight.
You can go straight. And
yeah, that's weird that they've done that. It seems a little counterintuitive, but that's where it is right now.
Yeah. And then again, just to reiterate, would you only pick website as the category, nothing else? In other words, community, brand, etc.
I didn't understand that. I'm sorry.
When you build a page and you went to brand and product and then website, is that the only thing you would do, or would you do community, brand, etc.?
You can really do any of them. Again, we do the website thing. You can see they're all say personal website, only because of what that used to happen. And website was the way to work around it because they would not overtake it. They don't do that anymore. At least I haven't heard that in a very long time. But that's just been our practice, so I've kept it going. But I'm sure you could probably pick anything and it'll be fine. That is not going to be the make or break of your page. I promise you, when's the last time you noticed this? Honestly, until we started talking about it, I can't remember the last time I noticed what this actually says over here. You know, so don't worry about that too much. It's not where people's eyes are.
Okay. All right. So do you want to maybe? I mean, there's a few more here. Maybe just write them down. Some of these we answered. I don't know who that is. Sorry, guys. Just going through some of these. Yeah, somebody asked if y'all don't remember the blacklist place, how would we find it? Just search for I would do this with the search I would do. I would go into Google and search how do I find what URLs are blacklisted, and I'm sure you'll get some sort of tool.
Yeah, I don't know how anybody would know where Facebook is at with links.
If it's blacklisted on Google, though, you can pretty much assume that it's either going to get blacklisted on Facebook or is blacklisted on Facebook. But someone shared with us a tool one time.
Guys, I will tell you just from personal experience, having been around like the lulls and the highs of Facebook marketing, it seems to us that ever since the IPO happened, that they have lifted a lot of their restrictions. You really can get away with a lot more than you ever used to be able to, at least back in the day. So don't be so afraid anymore. We've done some pretty crazy stuff, and they have not messed with our accounts at all. Granted, and I'm saying this with a big disclaimer. A lot of it could do with the fact that we have clout with Facebook because we spend so much money with them. So it's hard for me to say whether they would take over an account or not, but it doesn't seem like they're so aggressive about closing accounts anymore. There was a time where they were extremely aggressive about that. So you can be pretty comfortable with creating some, like at least risk putting an ad together that you think might not get accepted. It's a good idea just to see, like, will they take it? But a lot of times you can get around their rules by sending the traffic to the tabs, because if you're sending traffic directly to a landing page, it's the hardest way to get ads approved on Facebook by far. If you're sending it to a tab, it's much, much easier. Sponsored ads, you can nearly do whatever you want.
Okay, so real quick, I mean, we got a ton of questions like how do I work with you? How do I promote? What products to promote? How do I find content? Um, you know, how much are the contents? How do I abbreviate the links? All that kind of stuff. So here's the deal. Obviously, what we showed you is the tip of the iceberg, and what you've seen on the trainings is also, you know, trying to get the strategy in place more than anything. What we've seen over and over and over again, and we've created, you know, we have like 4 Facebook products, we have solo ad training, YouTube training, WordPress. I mean, we've done a ton of product builds. The one thing that we see time and time again is that we've brought people onto webinars. You know, we've done 4-hour-long trainings. We've done hand-holding seminars. It doesn't matter. The thing that works best time and time again is micro modules. And look at yourself in your life. I mean, see how you like to study. Micro modules, you know, like 5-10-minute modules that say, hey, this is how to create the tabs. Hey, this is how to build a page. This is where to curate. This is where to look for products. This is how to put the product in front of the right people. This is what you do. This is what you don't do. All these things, like when it's broken down piece by piece, obviously it's very difficult to do that. What?
Do you want to show this?
In a minute.
Okay.
It's obviously very difficult to do that in a very short, abbreviated time. And people, when they have the ability to replay things and watch things time and time again, that's when they're the most effective. You know, when we created Facebook Wheel, just a quick backtrack story, we created this webinar. It was $37 for the Facebook Wheel. We literally laid everything on the line. It was 70 minutes long of just our entire Facebook strategy, and 97% of people came back to us and were like, I want it broken down slower, and I want to see it time and time again. And we're like, what are you talking about? We just gave you the whole freaking thing. And we created, so that was $37. We created another version of it that was 6 modules.
Yep.
It was $197, and guys, 90+% of people that bought the $37 product went and bought the $197 product because people like things broken down. That's the way I like to learn.
Same. I mean, we're a micro-consumption society these days. That's how we learn. We learn by small little videos.
So the best way to do that is we created the Facebook niche profits formula product. It's a training platform. Guy, there's how many modules, which you're going to show them in a bit?
Yeah, I'm going to show them. There's 9 modules for the actual education. There's a 10th module with bonuses that are going to be religiously updated because, again, like this strategy in 6 to 7 months has evolved so much. It's going to keep evolving. So this is going to be lifetime updates of updates I've already updated like 5 times before the launch. So yeah, that's what's back there.
By the way, if you want to invite, I sent you an email of who.
Okay.
All right, so here's the deal. Real quick, FB Niche Profits, we're offering for $241. We do have financing options, so if you do want to break that payment up into 3 payments, that is available to you. It's just 3 payments of $97. And we're going to do something for, we told you guys this is a one-time only live event, right? So within 24 hours, we are going to release the final training video. The final training video is a comprehensive, kind of puts video 1 and 2 together and puts a whole bow on it. And we'll also obviously introduce, you know, the multiple module series that I'm going to show you today. But for those of you guys that are on here today live with us, we wanted to do something special for you guys. So we're going to, well, before I get into that, I kind of jumped rope. So 2 things we're going to do with this product. First is, like on any of the products that you've ever gotten from us, we offer a 30-day ironclad, you better freaking love it. I wrote, you better be jumping out of your skin with happiness from our product. But truly, like, I don't want your money if you're not absolutely ecstatic. You know, the reason I told you, the reason we do what we do is because we love to teach and we love to train, and that's the reason that we put these things out, is to connect with great people, and hopefully some of you guys will be willing to come out that have worked with us to just say what that experience has been like. But relationships to us and working with great people is way more important than making money. I think that should be something I said earlier, but I think that's something that you guys should all have in the back of your brains as you're building your businesses. But in addition to that, here's what we've done on this particular product. Guy said something interesting. It's like, how many times have you bought a product and they were like, you know, it's guaranteed to work and this and that. So we did something on this one because truly, this is the best strategy we've ever put together. And we've done a 90-day results guarantee. Okay? So what that looks like is, if you follow this strategy every day for the 90 days, and you don't make back at least your investment in the product, so at least the $241, or if you take the financing options, at least the, you know, whatever it comes out to, $291, I think, we will refund your money, literally. Like, use this strategy. Go out there and implement it. If you like, I don't know why I just thought of hummingbirds. I think it's because I made that stupid video. But if you like bird feeders, go make a page about bird feeders. If you like loose tea, I'm drinking. This is now tea. Okay. Not beer.
I do want to tell you guys though, before your line goes off on that rant, is that we're very passionate about people who are passionate. We do believe that there's a second wave of entrepreneurship coming, about people who make money doing what they love. To all our students, they know that we are like freaking religious about that with them. It's just like, do what you love and you will never have to worry about money again. So the intention of this was that you can go out and build something that you're passionate about and have conversations in tribes that you care about and still make money, right? And that's what we've done. Like, we love health and fitness. That's huge to us.
Yeah.
So we went, that was the first thing we created. Keep going.
So I just want to say real quick, I didn't say this before, FB niche profits /early bird is the ability to go grab this product right now. And here's the final piece, and this is the special piece of what we wanted to offer you guys today. And this is only today. Okay? We're doing a special bonus. That kid makes me laugh every freaking time. We're doing a special bonus pack today. If you buy this Facebook Niche Profits formula in the next 24 hours, okay, in the next 24 hours, we're going to give you 3 additional bonuses. The bonuses are our solo ads blueprint, which for those of you that do know what solo ads are, it is the fastest, quickest way to make money online. Now, here's what's really cool is when you do the Facebook formula, you're going to find out offers that work really freaking well. And so a great way to explode that is, like, once you test and know that things track well and work well, you can find lists specifically for that offer and then just mail that offer to that list and have a completely autopilot income stream just from using that thing. Okay? So that's bonus number 1. Bonus number 2 is our YouTube blueprint. YouTube now with Hummingbird, and you'll see a video, I just cut it like late last week, but because of Hummingbird and the whole SEO thing falling down, video is literally the new wave. Like, video is still the thing that ranks really well, and this strategy ranks things within 24 hours. So when you find offers that work really well or you want to drive traffic to your page, video marketing is key. And if you can rank things really fast using YouTube, which is, by the way, owned by Google, that's why they favor it so much, this strategy is killer. So we're giving those 2. But
this one's really the most exciting one.
Personal power?
Yeah, that's why because I'm excited.
Go ahead.
So there's a course that we have that's been unreleased. We've had it for about a year and a half. The only people who have taken it are at the highest level. It's what we call our apprenticeship groups. It's people who we train to literally partner with us. We actually have one of them standing by right now. We have a few other guys we invited on, but I don't know if they're having trouble getting on or what. But he'll talk to you in a little bit too, and just say his experience with us and with the kind of training that we do and why it's, I think, different than a lot of the industry. But we, like Elon said very early on this webinar, we have an extensive background in personal development and coaching. Between Elon and I would wager to say we've coached thousands of people, whether in group settings or personally. And we spent a lot of time putting together this personal power course, and we never marketed it because it's just not appropriate for this industry. So we've always used it as a tool to help people really get the transformative mindset that it takes to not just succeed in life, but have the types of relationships you want and really excel in every area, get results with velocity, really everything that you're looking for. This is kind of like our knowledge and everything that we've coached on for 10 years put together in a 10-module product. And the only people who've even gotten access to this was at a $500 a piece access for apprentices.
5,000.
Well, I'm sorry, $5,000 a piece for our apprentices.
It was minimum of 5,000. It went up to 25,000. Those are the only people that have ever seen this product. We're going to give it to you. Here's the deal. If you have issues around money, if you have issues around overwhelm, if you have issues around fear, if you have issues around success, I freaking guarantee that after watching this course, those things would go from 100% hold on you to I will guarantee that at the very least it'll be 50% less than what it ever is. So if any of those things are holding you back in your life and in your business, and I don't just mean your business, like, I mean, the guy that Sri who's out here, you know, he had one of the biggest breakthroughs with his wife. Another guy, you know, had also the biggest breakthrough with his wife. These are just these are things that came out of this product. But what's amazing is the things that hold you back in your life with your wife, for example, are also the things that impact your business. You're just completely unaware of them. That's the beauty of something like this. So again, like I said, we've never released this ever. And so for the next 24 hours, if you guys grab Facebook Niche Profits Formula, 24 hours on it. See, I'm a good thinker. Yeah, I actually put that in there. I didn't think so. You will get FB Niche Profits for $241. Again, you can get the 3 payment options. You can go to FBNicheProfits/earlybird.com. Oh.
Big boo boo.
Big boo boo.
Oh, don't forget the .com.
Hold on. Ha!
Can't trust him with anything.
Wow. Hold on, boys and girls.
So yeah, guys, it's FacebookNicheProfits.com/earlybird. Otherwise, the web won't work.
The beauty of life.
So here's what you got to know, guys. This product is going to be open for the next week. There are training videos still to come, you know, where we talk about this in great detail. But this offer is literally our thank you for everyone who came to spend time with us here live in this webinar. So this won't be done again. We guarantee you this won't be done again. So there's incredible value for you to take away. I mean, the product itself, again, is insane value, but we're throwing this stuff in here again as a big thank you. So make sure you take advantage of it. And if you don't, just keep a lookout. There's more training to come, and we'll keep feeding you guys.
Yeah, listen, at the end of the day, we love connecting with you. So if this rang true for you, make sure you jump on it. And again, look, if you're having one of those crazy conversations like, oh my God, this is so expensive, or oh my God, I'm so scared, right? Like that's the thing. That's what we were talking about, right?
Talk to us.
So figure out what it is that you want to generate in your life. And if you see that this is the vehicle, obviously we'd love to be there. Oh, I totally forgot to mention. We have built into this product, wow, I can't believe I forgot to say this, 4-week live training with us. It's like the biggest thing. Like we built a product around that model. Yeah. So we're gonna do starting December, the first week of December. We haven't picked a date yet, but the first week of December, we're gonna start a series. It's gonna go over 2 months. So we're gonna do every 2 weeks. You're going to actually go out and implement this thing, come back with whatever you're stuck, show us your pages, say, hey, I did this and this, I used this offer, I used this landing page, I used this redirect, I found it here, etc. It's not working, how can I make it work? And we will literally work with you one-on-one in this setting so that everyone can learn on these live Q&As and make sure that you succeed.
Yep. And also get access to our private mastermind and to our student community. So right there, we're extremely active in there. Honestly, I probably do more support work inside our Facebook private Facebook group than I even do on the support line, which I usually leave off to some of our other guys. So it really is just direct access to us. It's direct access to relationships and networking. And we have a few guys here. Paul, who's gone through the program, and I want to bring him out here. We've been connecting like crazy. He's actually helped me a lot with some of the more gremlin issues. We have Shri. We have Shri over here. How do I unmute you guys? I muted you, and I can't unmute you. Can you guys unmute yourselves? Is that possible? Hangouts changed everything on me.
Yep. Oh, no, Paul's unmuted. And Shri's unmuted.
Shri, are you unmuted too? Can you guys hear us?
I'm unmuted.
Yeah, guys.
Awesome.
Okay, so they can only hear us through there, huh?
All right, so let's. Oh,
They can probably hear us there also.
they can.
Yeah, they should be able to.
Yeah. I just don't want this to
All right.
so close. So
Just
they won't.
unshare your screen so they can see their faces too.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second.
And guys, for those of you who are purchasing the product now or over the next 24 hours, our promise to you is to give you access to all the programs we just talked about by the end of the business day tomorrow, or actually like the end of the business day after when it closes. So it would close midnight tomorrow. It's going to close. So by the end of the business day the day after, we should have access to you. Oh, my hand keeps showing up in your screen. Look at that. And
Multiple cameras.
and if it doesn't for any reason, please just email support at satoriprime.com, and we'll take care of you right away, because we're literally going in there manually coding those permissions for you, since it's a very special offer. So just let us know, and we'll take care of you. Okay. Having said that, guys, that's our presentation. Really looking forward to working with a lot of you guys. There's been tons of excitement. We got a lot of emails to go through. I just looked right now from people who are on here, so looking forward to see what you guys have to say. But for now, really want to talk to these two guys, and if you guys want to stay on here with us, it'll be a really nice little mastermind, I have a feeling, about Facebook marketing and the industry and these guys' experience, not just with us, but any information they want to impart on you is fine by me as well. So, hi guys.
Hi.
Hello.
Hey guys, how you going?
We're great. We're great.
So just to give you a little context, Shri is somebody who was what we call a platinum apprentice with us. He went through a 12-week program and had phenomenal results. We actually haven't had a chance to catch up in a little bit, so I'm actually looking forward to hear where you're at. And Paul is somebody who was actually promoting our Facebook Mail product rather well, reached out to me, bought this Facebook product from us, and then really
As a beta,
and actually helped me a ton with even in the last few days, just looking at things and what was working and what was not working. So I can't wait to hear from you guys. And you can start off just saying anything about yourself or sharing your experience with us or with this program. I'm open to anything you want to share.
Who's going
No, they're
first?
going to wait to see who's going to talk first.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
going to let
that's
Stuart
okay.
go first. Yeah.
Okay. You won't have any time left then.
Fair enough, mate.
Paul, I'll X him at some point.
Good as gold.
Because it's been a while since I've talked to Guy and Elon.
That's true. That's true.
How you doing, my friend?
I'm enjoying life to the fullest,
Awesome.
Good.
and thanks to you. So,
Tell us. I mean, what it's been like. I mean, Shri is somebody who actually, you were probably one of the first people who went through this training. It doesn't necessarily have to be about this training, but just.
You also went through personal power, and I know you had some big moves on that. So whatever you want to share.
I had a comment on personal power. You said it may not be appropriate for all businesses. I differ on that. It is applicable to every single person who's living on this earth. So, just for that one thing, you got to take this product.
Nice.
That gives you a return of I don't know 10,000%. So, take it.
That was like our heart and soul project for sure.
Yeah, we poured our heart and soul into that product. That product, I mean, I know we're kind of beating around the bush on it, but that's 11 years of personal development coaching into a single product.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Robbins was very upset with us.
Yeah.
So tell people some of the results you were producing and things that you learned, stuff like that, so they can kind of get a sense of like what we did together.
Okay, my membership site is just about ready to be launched. I've been spending the last 2.5 months working on that.
Nice.
And the results, I mean, I have spent $100, $200 in marketing each week. And I've been getting leads resulting to 3,000, 4,000 a week.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because of my apprenticeship program. But I mean, apprenticeship program itself would not have done it had I not taken the personal power.
Wow.
That kind of opened my mind up.
Amazing.
And that's been consistent every single week since I've
Amazing.
taken the program.
Yeah, Sri created like one of the coolest products. Yeah, amazing stuff.
Shree's a good guy to know. Shree's a very inspirational guy. We met Shree, and you could tell he's very mild-mannered. He kind of came out of his shell a lot more while we were talking to him. He never put a video together. Shree, I got to tell your story just a little bit.
Sure,
And he put together, I think, his first video. We coached him a few times around it. And Shree's a guy who were like, all right, Shree, what do you know how to do? And he's like, I don't know how to do anything. You know, one of these guys. And they're like, okay, but what are you masterful at? He goes, I'm great at accounting. He says, I can save any business a lot of money, which in Elon and my brains is like money saved is money earned, right? So we're like, okay, well, switch that around. You're not saving the money. You're earning the money. And we built him his first sales funnel, or I don't say we didn't do shit. He built his first sales funnel with our guidance, okay? And before we knew it, the guy was taking action, and I think your first advertisement was like $100 in the local newspaper, and like 10 clients went through the funnel, and all 10 converted into clients. 100% conversions on $100. Within 10 days, if I'm not mistaken,
Awesome.
he had gotten a few more clients, and then he had also billed for 15 hours of consultation, which totaled $30,000 in like 10 days or something like that, right? Our brains were like, he had never built a sales funnel before, ever.
Yeah.
Never done marketing before, ever. And that's what this guy produced. So that's who you're talking to right now. So whenever he's like, oh, I'm just, I'm just hanging out, like this is who you're talking to. He's a killer.
So
Yeah.
in the past 3 months, the conversion has been 75% average. And I'm keeping it low key right now because I'm
Sure, we're going to
still
start an
in the
affiliate
process.
program. I'm going to start promoting your product. Amazing. Amazing.
I'm still tweaking it to
Amazing.
make it more effective.
There you go. This is what we were saying, right? You never stop learning. You never, because like one of the things we teach everyone is you have to track, and we're going to show you in this program how to track correctly so that you can actually figure out what the hell it is that you're doing or not doing. The only reason Sri knows that he's converting at 75% is because he has everything dialed in. Like if one advertisement that he puts out all of a sudden does 30%, that's not effective for him because he can take that money and pour it into something else that does 75% for him because that's his target. Now, granted, if he finds something that's 50% and he's still making the money, he'll probably keep it alive. But he knows all those things because he can track all those things.
Yep.
Sri, we're going to come back to you.
I didn't know any of this in April.
That's true. You didn't know anything in April.
No.
It's awesome. I want to go to Paul for a minute because
Sure.
Paul, I also know, invited a tremendous amount of people to hang out with us today. So thank you.
Funny story behind that one, Elon.
Please, I'm dying to hear it.
Oh, I was playing around with a new script in WordPress and I built a whole bonus page. And for some reason, speaking about tracking, the new tracking software I used defaulted back to another membership script I was using. So I had to go in the back end and quickly change things around and go back to the people I invited and say, hey, look, sorry, here's the better link. So maybe not everyone made it today, but it doesn't matter.
Paul, I'll tell you this.
Sorry?
I'll tell you this. I think we sent you a private email, but I'm just going to say this in front of everyone. If there are people that you want us to be in front of and you want to organize a webinar, Guy and I will come out and speak to your community. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well,
So we'll pick a day offline and we'll make that happen.
That's one reason why I resonate with you guys. You guys resonate with me in the sense that ever since last year, I come across the Facebook wheel, don't know how, it must have been one of your ads, and I bought it, was blown away by the synchronicity of everything, and then I told one of my mates and he bought it straight away. I haven't really been building stuff for myself as such. I've been behind the scenes helping everyone else all the time, but now I've thought, no, I'm going to actually do something for myself. And I thought I bought your course and went through all the modules, and I thought, wow, I'm a Facebook expert. People come to me every day to help them out with their pages and their graphics and everything like that. That's not a problem for me. So going through the first part of your course, I was like, okay, it's easy, you know, that's not. But when I got to some of the advanced stuff, I was like, wow, this, you know, you only need really one gold nugget to for it to pay for itself, and you got several in there. So I was really blown away by some of the advanced techniques in there, and yeah,
Good.
pretty cool. So I can't wait to get stuck into using some of that stuff, guys. Really impressed.
Awesome.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Awesome.
I know I've been talking to you a bunch more, so I'm actually super excited we've connected. I think we got some synergy, and you really, I mean, you know, Paul's the kind of guy you meet and he just lands on your radar right away because he's not a person who's trying to take anything. There's 99% of people who approach us, yeah.
A lot of people I've met are, what's in it for me? You know,
Yeah.
it's like, what am I going to get? What am I going to get? And I say to them, well, put yourself out there and give first. It's like a farmer. A farmer will have to go and plant the seeds in his field first before he can reap the, you know, so cold. Some people feel cold on the internet because it's such a barren place sometimes until you find a community where you feel at home, and then you can actually connect with other people and warm it up a bit. You know, it can be quite cold for some people, but if you know how to, I'm not saying grease, but I'm saying if you can be pleasant. You know, there's a lot of haters out there, and a lot of people get hated on just for no reason, just because people like to do it, and it's stupid. So if you can warm up that little corner of the net for some people sometimes, people remember that, and they remember you, and if you've got some good advice, they'll come back to you. Like, you guys are attracting people that want your advice, and you're attracting clients into your life as well as friends, and that's through building communities. And, like, you can have a team of champions, and they will know they won't beat a champion team. So if you can join a community of people that are like-minded and come together and just help one another succeed, you'll beat a team. I mean, you'll beat a team of individuals that think they're the best, you know, but they aren't. If you've got a champion team, you can't lose. And what you were saying before about losing your account and stuff like that, I've lost my account as well through being a little bit risky. And the only reason why, well, one of the best reasons I got it back was because I was part of a community, and that community banded behind me and wrote to Facebook and said, hey, you know, this guy wasn't doing anything wrong, he was just adding friends, blah, 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 we were part of a gaming community, and Facebook gave me my account back. So I was really wrapped with that, and I wouldn't have been able to do that by myself, so
Wow.
it really pays to be, you know,
I'm impressed. I just got to share something about Paul, and you know, this is the thing, and I love what you're saying, because I hope you guys all hear this. He's someone that is out to make a difference for people. More than just focus on his own, he's out there to make a difference for people. That's the only type of person that a community would rally behind. You're only going to rally behind people who have, you know, usually provided you with something. It's not like you're not going to go around some internet marketer and be like, oh my God, I heard his account got shut down. Let me sign some petition. Paul obviously made a tremendous difference to this community, so much so that they want to come. And the reason I know that that's how Paul operates is because Paul would go through and, like, if there was a typo on our page, he'd be like, hey, it was like on the was it the thank you page for the,
a lot of pages
on the webinar page, on the webinar registration, I think it said like Face Boon, and you wrote something funny like, hey, I hope Face Boon is like Facebook.
Because I quite like Facebook.
Yeah, you actually then offered on his own, without us saying, hey, you know, would you do this? He literally is like, would you guys want me to give you all the things that I saw that were off, or like typos, or, you know, missed things, or this and that? And we're like, are you kidding me? Absolutely. He, out of his own goodness of his heart, went out and did that for us without asking for anything in return. It just speaks sentiments to who you are.
Like, I've been part of a webmaster community since '99, where, like, we're always helping each other out, because when you're in the depth of the woods doing the coding and stuff, sometimes you just can't see the woods for the trees, and or the trees for the woods. And so we help each other out that way, and it's just second nature for us to want to, you know, help each other get.
I'm really excited to have you in our community, man.
We pump each other up.
Yeah, and, you climb faster when you climb together.
Yeah, exactly. You climb faster when you climb together, and I got, like, my brother's fiance, one of her wee friends was saying to me, look, she wants to get into the workforce, and no one was hiring her. They were saying because she's young, she didn't have an experience. And I said, well, you know, why don't you jump online and find a forum for the particular vocation that you want to get a job in, and go in that forum and just hang back a couple of days, don't post, just hang back and get a feel for everyone, and then look for some questions. Because if you're looking for what other people are questioning, and you go, the beauty about the internet is we've got that time delay where we can go away, research that question for the people, come back, and then put that question, answer their questions. And if she actually correlates all of her question and all of her answers, and prints off the page which she did to help that person, and takes that file along to a new boss, not only has she become an expert researcher, or a better researcher, so that's another skill to her portfolio, she's helped people along the way, and her boss is saying, hey, her future boss can now say, well, she's got the initiative to actually, you know what I mean? And while she's been in that forum, she's surrounded herself with like-minded people, and like you say, as a community, we all bring each other up. So I can't say strongly enough, get involved with a community of like-minded people, and just answer questions, or get used to researching, because oftentimes you see a lot of people quite lazily just putting a question into a group instead of going to Google, and instead of getting, you can get an instant reaction from Google, whereas in a group, you ask a question, you've got to wait, well, a forum or a group, so oftentimes it's a really good idea to just go and research yourself, and then get used to researching.
Yeah.
So sorry if I waffled on too long.
No, it's great share. I mean, you know, funny you mentioned that, and just like a really early story from him and I. So I was in the industry for about 6 months. He had just gotten in. I mean, he was like a part owner of a pretty nice boutique bank. You know, a lot of management experience. He got into the industry. He knew nothing about it. I'm pretty technical. Elon is technically some politically incorrect word over there. But you know, he came into the industry, and I was like, well, he's great at building relationships. I said, get on the phone with people, and he said, talk to them about what? I said, about their lives. I said, you talk to them, find out what are they dealing with, what are the issues. I'm like, whether we have the solution right now or not, we'll find the solution and we'll bring it to them, and that's how we'll increase our value. And it's such a great takeaway from this, and it's becoming a little bit of a cliche saying in the industry, but it's one of the ones that I find to be way more true than many of the other ones, which is you want to increase your income, increase your value to other people.
Hell yeah.
And Paul probably knows that rule better than most, and that's why he approaches the way he did. And Paul, I was so grateful for your work. What's the first thing I said to you? How can I reciprocate, right? How can I help you with what you're doing right now? Because that's what we want to do as humans. When someone does us a favor or helps us out, we want to return it. We want that equilibrium. We don't want to feel like we're indebted to them, so we want to give it back to them immediately. And I do. I want to, you know, like if it's a webinar, it's a webinar. If it's me helping you with the product, it's that. I don't care. I'll help you out with whatever you need.
I just want to say, I don't know who wrote this, but someone wrote, I'm going to take a leap of faith and give it a try. I've tried a lot of things, but I really connected with you guys and your ways of teaching. I'm scared shitless. I would just love to know who that is, just so we can connect. And I want to say that you're probably not alone, and there are hundreds of people on here today just like you. Guys, I'm telling you again, and Guy, maybe you want to just take them real quick through what it looks like back there while I'm talking.
I want you to see the.
And guys, you stay on with us. We'll just kind of talk, and we'll ask a few questions again and again. But here's the deal, guys, and I will say this again. If you don't like this product and you don't think it's mind-blowing, like Paul is someone who's a pretty, you know, he's pretty expert in Facebook. He went through this product, and again, he was like, the first few modules are like whatever, because he's done this. He's been through this rigmarole. But then he got to the more advanced stuff, and he's like, holy crap. There's something in here for literally every single one of you, and the way I will say Guy, what he is masterful at, is breaking the most complicated concept, and Paul, you can speak to this, breaking what I think are like really complicated concepts for people into very simple and easy digestible micro modules, so it's very easy to just follow along and implement, right?
Very coherent and easy to understand, yeah.
Yeah, and when you talk about micro modules, here's what I want to tell you guys. So you have like, module 4, for instance, here, right? So this is, you guys were asking, like, where do you get the content from? So I go into great detail about what content, where you get it, how to make it go viral, how we can predict it's viral. Now, I could have taken this whole concept and stuck it into an hour-long video, and you would have sat there and you probably would have taken away some really great things from it, but there would have been something that you're like, crap, how did he do that? And you would have to go search through a long video, and chances are you probably wouldn't have gotten done that just because that's annoying. So you can see what we've done here is this module 4 alone is 6 micro modules. It's all broken down into simple, consumable steps, and it's followed by, let me get into something over here. I just want to show you guys a little bit, something that's got a little bit more substance to it.
And I also want you to talk about the progress bar on top.
Yeah. So we make it very easy to flow through this thing. I mean, I'm so proud of this product. Again, guys, it's 7 months of development. I've been through so many products, and I'm always frustrated about the lack of care about people going through, and my connection's a little slow because we're hosting the Hangout, but hopefully it does load up eventually.
While he's doing that, I just want to say, and maybe, you know what, I'm going to type this, I'm going to create a whole,
I think I'm screen sharing that, just so you know.
No, I know, I'm going to create a whole different thing so people know. By the way, guys, and those that have worked with us in the past, you guys can at any given time email support@satoriprime.com. Write it down, support@satoriprime.com. You will get a response from us or our assistant in 24 hours, I promise.
Yep. And here's what I want to tell you guys. So every video, and again, this is a short video. Some of them are a little bit longer. We range them in difficulty, so how much effort and how much attention you need to put on things. Every single thing that I talk about in all the videos have step-by-step instructions below it, and any resources we talk about, so whether it's a tool or a website or where we find demographic information, it's all down here. I try to do this because I don't want you to have to sit there and look at a notepad while you're watching the video. I want you to be with me, I want you to be paying attention, and I want everything to be spelled out for you, so you're not sitting there going, how did you do that? There's nothing here that we can't for you at all. I know a lot of people get in this industry early on and they think, oh, those guys just don't share that bullet. You go to every event thinking you're going to find out that secret to the industry, and the secret is that there is no secret. So we sit here and we literally teach you exactly, I mean to the T, what we're doing right now on Facebook that's generating us this life-changing money. And at the end of the day, it's really not about the money. It's about the people you're making a difference for and the quality of life that you get to increase. And the beautiful part about our industry is that different than every other industry in the world where your path to success, I'm just going to shut this off because I think it's killing my connection. Your path to success is...
Stop screen share?
Yeah, where your path to success is extremely linear. And you guys are going off? All right, bye guys.
Bye, Tree.
Where your path to success is so linear in every other career, in every other market, when it comes to this industry, this is what people get confused about. It's wide open. And that's why they're like, what do I do? And the truth is that that's your job to discover. How you get there is up to you.
So again, some people were asking, what is the link? Again, it's fbnicheprofits.com. .com, obviously very important. /early bird. And again, if you buy this within the next 24 hours, here's the special bonus pack. I think someone asked, what is the name of the third product? The first one is Solo Ads Blueprint. Second one is YouTube Blueprint. And the third one is called Personal Power. Again, we've sold Personal Power to one person, right?
One person.
One person.
We let one of our apprentices affiliate it out to a friend of theirs who thought they really needed it.
Yeah, and we charge what, $500?
Yep.
So just that program alone is $500, and like what Sri said, that it's so beyond internet marketing and business. I promise you, it'll change your life. And I'll make you another agreement even if you return the product, we'll obviously let you keep the bonuses. I just think it's that crucial to your personal development. I don't know how else to say it.
Yep.
Again, 30-day money-back guarantee, 90-day results guarantee. So if you go through this product, actually use it, and you still don't make results, and keep in mind that we will have the 4 live Q&A sessions with us where you actually get one-on-one sessions with us, basically telling you, hey, you're not doing this right, change this, if you do this, your conversions will go up, et cetera, et cetera. All for that $241. And yeah, anything else you want to say?
No, guys, that's really it. We're looking forward to getting those live trainings started. I'm so excited to be unleashing this product on the world. I think it's going to make a tremendous difference for a lot of you. And from the success stories we've heard so far, I expect a lot more. So get to it. And thank you for joining us tonight.
Paul, anything else you wanted to say?
Yeah, I've got one key word that I need to say for my guests that come along. Thanks for coming, guys. And the key word that you need to send me is mastermind. Awesome. So I'll be looking forward to your PMs. Thanks, guys.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks so much, Paul. Thanks, everyone, for showing up. We love you. Can't wait to connect with you. Find us on Facebook. Get a hold of us if you have any questions. I wrote down, by the way, any question we didn't get to. My job tomorrow is literally, look at this. I don't know if you guys can see it on my screen yet. But I literally wrote down every question, anything that we didn't answer, I will go through one by one. I will make a video for you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, by the way, if anything is not clear to you, you can't check out for some reason, you have some kind of technical error, or you have any questions about what we talked about tonight, shoot us an email.
Support@satoriprime.com.
Yeah, and we'll connect with each and every one of you and help you out the best we can.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for coming out to hang with us. The last video of the training will be released within 24 hours once this special bonus pack shuts down. Yep. So we're closing it tomorrow at midnight, we decided?
Yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of people from UK and Australia and New Zealand were literally sending us really upset emails. So we're going to keep it open for them. And after that, we will release the final training videos. So for all of you guys that are promoting, we're going to keep the cart open for a week, right? And then we're going to close it down.
Yeah, I think we might extend it one day because of this, because we literally just came up with this special about an hour before this webinar went live. We decided we're going to do something special for people who came here live. So this will be available for the next week, guys, and then we'll shut it down. Remember, the special's only good though till tomorrow at midnight. All right, guys, thanks for joining us. Have a wonderful evening.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Thanks, Paul.